Hello, my name is Ripdal. You might know me as Bonekichi from TikTok. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the meaning of being a self-taught artist and why it's important to really know what it means. I want to start by asking you, what do you consider a self-taught artist? Is it someone who constantly studies? Is it someone who watches YouTube tutorials? Or is it simply someone who learns these different artistic skills along the way, regardless of the fact if they even know the name of the technique they're using or not? Probably already guessed, but I do actually consider all of these self-taught artists. A lot of artists tend to belittle themselves or kind of sell themselves short when they say that they aren't self-taught, when in fact, even if you are learning from books or YouTubers or Twitch streamers, in reality, when you're self-taught, you're guiding yourself through these lessons. No one's really holding your hand and helping you out. Yes, you might have a video to watch or a book to read. There's no teacher that's going to give you some bad grade if you get something wrong. You're kind of on your own to come to an understanding of these different techniques that you might learn while drawing. For a long time, I didn't even consider myself an artist, let alone a self-taught one. And I know there's a lot of other artists who are probably in those same shoes of where you're kind of just doubting yourself, thinking things like, this is just a hobby and I'm not really all that good, I'm not supposed to be. But even being some expert artist doesn't equate to being self-taught. You don't have to be at the end of your art journey to start calling yourself a self-taught artist. If you are learning and progressing every day, or even every month, every year, you can consider yourself a self-taught artist. You are teaching yourself these skills. When you hold on to these ideologies such as I'm not a self-taught artist or that this is just a hobby, you're kind of giving way for imposter syndrome to take over and start feeding on you as an artist. It's a very serious thing for artists to go through, and a lot of artists might just brush past it and chalk it up to a lack of confidence, but it's not really a lack of confidence so much as a lack of knowledge and skill. When you're not as good as you want to be as an artist, you often beat yourself up. So if the reason why you don't proclaim yourself to be a self-taught artist is along these lines, I really suggest that you try to find healthier thinking patterns when it comes to imposter syndrome and being an artist. Because if you create, you are an artist. You don't need to be at a certain level in your journey to proclaim that title. I know a lot of beginner artists, me included when I was starting off, make this connotation that an artist is someone who draws professionally, or someone who has some kind of platform, or someone who's been drawing for years upon years. And yes, all of these things are artists, but you yourself as a beginner artist are just that, an artist. And so to make this connotation that being an artist means that you have to have a following, or you have to be professional, or you have to have been an artist for years, it just brings you down as an artist, and it makes it to where you kind of stay in this beginner bubble. I know personally that when I start to doubt myself, I really kind of just try to fall back into my safe bubble. Like when I first started studying, I was more or less directionless, and I do want to make a video on how to study properly. But in me being directionless, I kind of started to doubt myself and my capabilities of really studying, because I was self-taught and I didn't really have anyone to hold my hand and teach me these things. And that is what makes being a self-taught artist hard. And as soon as I realized this, I kind of pulled away from it. I didn't know if I could do it. And now, almost a year later, I'm coming back and trying to get back into studying. And though I still am kind of behind in my studies, I do intend on really picking up the pace and giving it my all. I don't really believe in holding back on yourself as an artist, or even just in general. You should always give everything that you do your best. You don't want to half-ass anything, especially when you're a more beginner artist. It's very easy to get discouraged, partly because our egos are still pretty fragile. When you start off, it's hard to take a critique or judgment because you almost feel like it's an affirmation that you are below them. And sometimes that may be the case, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. You shouldn't envy someone who's given years of their life to their passion. You should try to mirror it. When you're beginning into art, you have to understand that there are going to be better people than you, and you should really take these people's advice and let them teach you and help you, because when you are a self-taught artist, the community is all you really have to rely on. Yeah, the art books and watching some tutorials will help you, but at the end of the day, the art community, especially in 2023, is so big and full of so many amazing artists that around every corner you can find someone to help give you advice and even sometimes mentor because men learn as we teach. When we're mentoring people, we're really giving ourselves opportunity to reflect on our own teachings and really kind of have a chance to practice what we preach. That is a big reason why I made this channel. A lot of the videos that I make and that I will make are specifically targeted towards me, some things that I need to hear or needed to hear when I was starting off into art. All in all, being a self-taught artist in 2023 is as easy as ever, with countless online resources as well as many communities on YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. All of these different resources are truly a blessing, so I do encourage you to take full advantage of them and of course contribute what you can as well. If you found this video insightful, I highly suggest checking out some of my other videos as they might help you out too. I'm glad you decided to join us on our journey of becoming great artists. And with that, it's been real. See ya.